Hello family, welcome to Mind Again. Suppose you're new here, welcome. And if you've been here before, I'm so glad to have you back. One of the rarest personality types is the INFP, introverted, intuitive, feeling, perceiving. Different individuals can exhibit various shades of INFP traits, but the most common versions are characterized by their creative, empathetic, and idealistic natures. These are the dreamers, the healers, the quiet yet passionate souls who value authenticity and deep connection. However, when an INFP is blessed, or perhaps burdened, with strong extroverted intuition, NE, their inner world takes on an entirely different dimension. The experience becomes richer, more colorful, but also more chaotic. Today, let's explore the world of an INFP with strong NE, examining how they behave in various settings, the contrasts, the challenges, and the unique triumphs that shape their lives. When you're an INFP with strong NE, your mind doesn't just wander, it explodes with possibilities. You're constantly generating ideas. You see connections everywhere. One moment you're pondering a concept, and in the next breath, you're analyzing a wholly different but somehow related idea. You don't just daydream in the typical INFP way. Instead, your imagination is an unstoppable force that maps patterns and hidden links in every little thing around you. This makes you hyper-aware. You notice nuances and details others easily overlook. You connect dots between seemingly unrelated things. An offhand comment during a conversation might trigger a profound philosophical insight or a completely new project idea. It's this unique trait that makes you highly innovative and creatively fertile. But with such heightened activity, there's a catch: your mind gets overwhelmed easily. The sheer volume of thoughts can be exhausting. Strong often comes with a side effect: scattered focus. As much as you might want to concentrate on a single task, it feels nearly impossible. You start a project full of excitement and vision, but halfway through, a new and shiny idea pulls you in a different direction. Before you know it, you're juggling 3 or 4 incomplete projects and still thinking about 5 more. People around you might misinterpret this as laziness or a lack of follow-through, but the truth is more nuanced. Your brain isn't disinterested, it's just wired to explore new angles and options constantly. You live in a mental playground where every idea births another. So, yes, your computer is full of half-finished documents, and your closet has supplies for at least 4 hobbies you once loved, but it's not a flaw. It's a reflection of your insatiable curiosity. The stereotypical INFP is often labeled as shy or socially withdrawn. So when people meet an INFP with strong NE, they can be taken aback. You might surprise others, and even yourself, by how animated, engaging, or even talkative you become in the right setting. Especially when you're passionate about a topic, your NE kicks in, making you eager to share ideas, brainstorm, and connect. However, this social aspect doesn't always remain. There are days you feel energized after a great conversation or group event. Then there are times when even replying to a message feels too much. You fluctuate between being outgoing and needing deep solitude to recharge. This inconsistency can be confusing for both you and those close to you. One of the most mentally taxing things for an INFP with strong NE is making decisions. Your FI, introverted feeling, is deeply rooted in personal values and emotional truth. You care intensely about doing what's right, not just logically, but in alignment with your inner beliefs. But then NE floods you with every possible alternative, outcome, and what if. This creates a tension between wanting to stay true to your values and being tempted by alternative scenarios that seem equally compelling. Should you take the familiar route or explore the unknown? Should you follow your instincts or reconsider the angles you hadn't thought of before? strong northeast fuels intense creative expression. When inspiration hits, it's like a dam has burst, ideas pour out of you faster than you can record them. You may enter a flow state where time disappears and you're completely immersed in writing, designing, composing, or building something new. But then, inevitably, there comes a lull. A block. It is a period when your mind feels cloudy and your creativity dries up. These quiet stretches are not failures, they're necessary pauses. During this time, your FI might be doing its slow inner work, processing emotions, recalibrating values, or simply taking a rest. For the extrovert INFP, creativity isn't just a hobby, it's a lifeline. And the cyclical nature of creativity means you'll have to learn to ride both the highs and the lows with compassion and patience. Some INFPs find comfort in routine, but not the ones with dominant NE. If you're in this category, repetition bores you quickly. Doing the same task over and over can be draining. You crave variety, novelty, and mental stimulation. Predictable schedules can feel like a trap, and traditional work environments may seem stifling. You learn best through exploration and discovery. You don't want to be told every step, you want to grasp the big picture first, then fill in the gaps your way. Structure can be helpful, but only if it's flexible enough to allow bursts of innovation and curiosity. At some point, most INFPs with strong NE question whether they're ENFPs. After all, ENFPs also thrive on possibilities and external exploration. However, the difference lies in how you process your experiences. ENFPs lead with NE and tend to process outwardly. They talk things through, act quickly on inspiration, and are energized by engagement. INFPs with a strong NE still tend to lead with FI. Even when ideas are flowing and the world feels exciting, you'll want to evaluate everything against your inner compass. You may brainstorm like an ENFP, but you decide like an INFP, quietly, personally, and often alone. Living with strong NE as an INFP means learning to manage your mental traffic, honor your internal values, and design a life that allows you to thrive both inwardly and outwardly. You don't need to conform to traditional INFP stereotypes, nor force yourself to behave like another type. Instead, you need to understand your unique wiring. Here are a few ways to create balance. Capture, don't act immediately. Use notebooks, voice memos, or digital apps to record ideas. Not every thought needs action right away. Allow exploratory space. Set time aside to explore interests without pressure to finish. Think of it as creative play, not a commitment. Structure your freedom. Use flexible routines that leave room for spontaneity. Plan blocks of creative time, but let them evolve. Accept your rhythms. Embrace both the energetic peaks and quiet troughs. They are both part of your process. Being an INFP with strong NE is a rich, layered experience. It means living with a mind that never stops spinning, a heart that feels deeply, and a spirit that's constantly reaching for what could be. While it can be overwhelming at times, it's also what makes you imaginative, visionary, and full of potential. You may not fit into neat boxes, but you were never meant to. By understanding your blend of traits and creating systems that support your nature, you can live with clarity, creativity, and purpose. After all, the world doesn't just need dreamers, it needs dreamers who dare to imagine everything and then follow what feels most true.